Hi, I'm Tony Williams, and this is Brooklyn Savvy.
Hi, I'm Tony Williams, and welcome to Brooklyn Savvy. We are so pleased to have Dr. Patricia Ramsey, the first woman president of Medgar Evers College, as our guest today. But before we talk to you, Dr. Ramsey, let me introduce our Savvy panelistas. We have Phyllis Thorne, Dr. Tobie Stein, and Dr. Maria DeLongoria. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining. Let's dig into Dr. Patricia Ramsey. But before we talk about you, let's talk about you first. Tell us about your background. I've read that you're a passionate, courageous, and innovative educator who inspires students. Talk to us about how you got that brand.
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me on the show. And for me, all of my life, it's been about making a difference. And one of the things that I recognized when I was teaching, that the students changed. And so I decided that, I think that I want to impact education on a wider scale, and started applying for chief academic officer positions and became the vice president for academic affairs at Shaw University as my first chief academic officer position. And why did I do this? So that I could impact the instruction on a wider scale, impact the faculty. And so I've really been very passionate about that, working with faculty over the years, just to make a difference in the lives of students. But as it relates to the innovation, a number of different things come to my mind. And so one of the things I would always do with students is say, explore your wonderment. And what do I mean by that? Is there something you have ever wondered about, but did not know the answer? And so I would tell students, if it's something that you can test, then you should test that, and then your wonderment will have been satisfied.
So that is so much like your curiosity, right? To really
Yes.
instill a sense of inquiry. I think that is fantastic. But I see a portrait of a man behind you, and it's Medgar Evers. Talk to us about the legacy of Medgar Evers College.
Medgar Evers College is so near and dear to me, and one of the reasons why I looked at this institution as one that would be a great fit, because the institution came out of the community. This is the only predominantly Black institution in the country that came out of community. I should say the only four-year that came out of community. The Central Brooklyn community decided that they wanted a four-year institution in Central Brooklyn, and so they began to advocate for that. And so we had women like Shirley Chisholm and Miss Ella Cease and folks like Mr. Al Van, who really were a part of that struggle to get Medgar Evers College established here in the Central Brooklyn community. Of course, when they started this, it was not called Medgar Evers College, but in the year that Medgar Evers, who was the civil rights activist down in Mississippi, the year that he was killed, they were making some progress with regard to the college, and they decided that they would name the college after him. And interestingly enough, we're the only college, four-year college in the country that's named for a slain civil rights leader. Medgar Wiley Evers has had such an impact in this country, and as I shared earlier today, he was trying to get people the right to vote, and here we are now in 2021, still with that same struggle of voting rights. And of course, you all know that redistricting is happening as we speak. And so this institution is an institution of the community, for the community, by the community, but it is a senior institution.
Now, in your process, have you had an opportunity to meet the widow, Merle Evers? Did you have Merle Evers Williams? Did she have anything to do with your selection? What was the connection there, or was there one?
Well, actually, I met her after I was selected, However, before the selection, she was actually interviewed, and she had a statement when the Board of Regents for CUNY actually did the appointment. The next day, a statement came out in the paper, or that same day actually, a statement came out in the paper from Mrs. Evers Williams, and I had the pleasure of speaking with her now probably about a month ago. We met via Zoom through her daughter, Rena, and we spoke for about an hour, and it was just such a delight speaking with her. And at the end, what made me feel so good, at the end of that conversation, she put her hand up to her heart, and she said, "I feel good that you are the leader of Medgar Evers College." And so that was just so phenomenal for me, that experience meeting with her.
And I'll say that I feel the same thing she's feeling, really. I feel very good about you being in that chair. I'm going to ask one more question, and then I'm going to open it up to my savvy panelistas. But so now, is Medgar Evers College going to be branded as a social justice institution or a social justice program? Can you speak to that?
Yes, well, actually, Medgar Evers College, because of its founding, actually has social justice in its DNA. And one of the things that I feel that we actually have risen to a higher level as it relates to social justice as a result of COVID, because the COVID pandemic really exacerbated the need for institutions such as Medgar Evers College. And one of the things that I shared when I came to the college is that I wanted us to become a model of social justice for this nation. And I said, what better institution? And with that, I had a theme of access, because that's what the institution started with, access. But for me, the access stands for accountability, continuous improvement, community engagement, equity, sustainability, and student success. And so the student success piece undergirds everything that we do. And if we are able to realize all of those tenets of access, then I have no doubt that working together, we can become a model of social justice for this nation. And we have a health program here in nursing that we are trying to actually elevate, and we're able to do so through some funding that we were able to get through the now governor back in the summer. And so health equity is something that really we're paying attention to because of the results of what we saw as a result of COVID. Absolutely.
So Tobie, what are your feelings about all that we've heard?
Well, speaking of funding, I'd like to know how the foundation community is helping to support your vision, Dr. Ramsey.
Well, one of the things in coming into the institution and looking at how the institution came out of community, I knew that it was really important for community engagement. And so I created a position from a person who was already at the institution as a vice president, and the area where she was in, I abolished that and established the Division of Student Success. Asked her if she would be the senior advisor to the president on community engagement, because she actually is someone who knows the community well. And as a result of that, I've had an opportunity to meet with a number of organizations, foundations, and some other nonprofit organizations. And so I see foundations playing an integral role in what we do. And related to that, we have developed the Brooklyn Recovery Corps, where we partner with nonprofits and small businesses in the community to try to help uplift the community economically, but also the students are able to be paid as interns in these small businesses and nonprofits, and the institution is actually paying for those internships through some funding that we receive from the mayor's office back in June, a $20,420,000 grant, the largest grant in the history of the institution.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Wow.
congratulations.
Phyllis,
Yes.
I think you had something that you wanted to say. Phyllis.
Absolutely. I'm very happy to see you in the position as the leader. So can you talk to us about the challenges maybe and the opportunities, which would be even more important to know what opportunities that you see you have as a leader at Medgar Evers?
Yeah, well, one of the challenges that the institution has, of course, is that our students, the average household income of students that come to Medgar Evers College is below $35,000 a year, which means that our students have financial difficulty in paying tuition and fees sometimes, and perhaps even getting to school. So one of the things that we have done with a portion of the funding from the mayor's office, we developed a program where our students are able to come in as freshman students or new transfer students, and their tuition and fees are paid, as well as we provide them with Metro cards and with books. And so this is something that is helping our students. And the only thing the student has to do is to agree in writing that they will graduate in 4 years. And so that's one of the challenges that we have, but also there's an opportunity in that we were able to get funding to assist with that. But also we have a presidential transition team that is in place. And there are listening tours that we are involved in right now. And it's really helping me to hear from the people of the institution and of the community. And then listening to them, we're able to address some of the concerns on an ongoing basis.
Now, Maria, is there, and I guess I have to let people know that you are a professor at Medgar Evers. So Maria, is there anything that you would like to add?
Yes, I was going to say, I get to say that probably nobody's happier that Dr. Ramsey is at the helm of Medgar Evers than the faculty at Medgar Evers. I am also part of Dr. Ramsey's transition team. And I want to say, Dr. Ramsey, that your presence has given a lot of encouragement and a lot of hope, particularly to a lot of faculty, but particularly to a lot of the female faculty. There has been a history at Medgar Evers where a lot of women did not feel that they were valued or even treated fairly. And so having you at the helm has just it's been transforming, right? And it's been encouraging. And so I wanted to kind of ask you about, do you have any ideas or ways that you might going forward support all faculty, but in particular women faculty who are looking to move ahead?